Okay, so we're now working with, you guys know it as the root sign. It is the radical form. Okay, radical form. If you look basically right where Calvin's head is, there is the example in algebraic form and two examples using numbers, so you can actually see what happens, okay? So first of all we're doing here is evaluating. So this is just you getting comfortable with the calculator. So square root of 169. Sorry, I have to get out of what I'm doing. 169 is 30. Okay, if you are using one of the graphing calculators for the next question, what did I say?
I thought it said square root of 69.
Oh, no, one. Okay, next. If you're using a graphing calculator, you have to hit the math button, and if you go down to line number 5, that's where you're going to do the fourth, okay? If you have a scientific calculator, you're looking for the square root with a little X in it button, okay? So, what you need to do is you have to hit 4, then you have to get that button, so you're going to go, wait, I hit the wrong thing. 4, math. Then hit 5. What? 625.
Oh,
The answer's 5.
No.
yeah, I got it.
Okay.
How did I do it online?
Okay. So you're going to go 4, right? Then do you see this button right there, like the number 4 again?
Yeah.
So you hit second 4, and then 625. Okay. 5. Calvin, did you get it to work on that one? What?
Yep.
Okay. Demar, you got it to work? Okay. Next, 3. So I'm going to go online. I'm going to hit math. I'm going to hit row 4, and then I'm going to go 64. So the cubed root of 64 is 4. Okay. Now I'm doing the 8th root of 256. Excuse me. So I punch in the number 8. On my calculator, I'm hitting math. I'm going to row 5, and then I do 256. 2. Awesome. So this is really just about getting your calculator to work for you, okay? Okay. Evaluate if possible. If possible. If not possible, explain why. Okay. So this, as soon as we see that negative outside the root sign, all we know is it's whatever our answer is, it's going to stay negative. Because the negative sits out front, okay? So the square root of 36 is 6. So our answer is negative 6. Okay? Next, if I'm going to do the 5th root of something, I'm going to go 5, the math button, the 5th row, negative 100,000. Just making sure I get all my zeros. Negative 10. Okay, next, 3rd root. So I'm hitting the math button, I'm going to row 4, and I'm going negative 216. I get negative 6. Okay, next, I'm going to go 4, my math button, row 5, and I'm going to negative 16. I should get an error. Yeah. Okay, it's not a real number, okay? Not a real number. What happens here is you can only take a negative root if it is an odd root. So did you notice that 5 is an odd number? So 5 is an odd number, right? So it works. 3 is an odd number. It works. As soon as I get this positive number there, of 4, I cannot take a negative root when it's an odd number. Okay? Or positive, sorry. Cannot take a positive root of negative number. Okay, that's just something you need to remember, but also as you plug it into the calculator, it'll always error out. Okay? Doesn't mean you can't set it up, it just means you can't actually evaluate it and get a final number. Okay, fair? Alright, next, use your calculator. Evaluate to 3 decimal places. So, 4, math button. Oh, I need to put this. 4, math button. what am I doing? Fourth root. So 68. So I got 3 decimal places. So I got 2.872 rounded. Everyone get that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Do the next one. Again, this is the 5th root of something. 5 is an odd number, so I know I should get an answer here. And I got negative 4.219. Again, that is rounded. Okay, next, C, the cubed root of 94. My answer is 4.547. Again, rounded. Please let me know if you're not getting these answers because the you might not be doing it correctly on the calculator. Okay, 3.175, and that is rounded. Okay, we're good? Okay, next, write in radical form, then evaluate. Everybody look to your right. Okay, radical means when you have a base number, your exponent will be a fraction. All you need to remember is the denominator, so the bottom of the fraction always goes into the crook of the root sign, and the numerator always becomes your exponent every single time. Doesn't matter if the base is a fraction, a decimal, whatever. If the exponent is fractional, the denominator goes into the crook of the root sign, and the numerator becomes the exponent. So let's do this one here. So I write my radical or my root sign. My denominator goes into the crook of the root sign. My base goes under. I write a bracket and put my exponent of 1 because that is my numerator. Okay, it's then asking me to evaluate it. So I'm going to take the fourth root of 256. Yeah. Okay, and this becomes 4, and I'm just writing that you're still doing to the exponent 1 here because it's not always going to be an exponent of 1, so your answer is 4. Okay, again, I'm just writing it because sometimes you'll have to do more of an exponent. So the next one, write your radical sign. The 7 goes into the crook of the radical. 128 is your base. Put a bracket around it and put your exponent of 1. The base of the fractional exponent is the crook of the radical sign. The numerator is the exponent. This is brand new to you guys, but it's not difficult. You just got to practice it. So the 7th root of 128 is 2. To the exponent of 1 is 2. Have I lost anyone? No, you just got to follow it through, right? Okay. Now, does it matter? What did I say about fractions? Treat them as separate numbers, top and bottom, okay? So this generally gives you one more step, but I find it easier if you do it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my fraction. I have a top and a bottom, right? 3 goes into the crooks, and I just write what my numbers are. If I treat my numerator and my denominator as 2 separate numbers, it will be much easier to plug it in on your calculator. So the cubed root of 1 is 1. I still have it to the exponent of 1. The cubed root of 27 is 3. So now I have 1 over 3 as my answer. Okay, seeing a fraction in one of these questions is never a big deal. Just do the denominator or numerator and the denominator separate. Okay? Sounds good? Okay. So don't freak out when you see them. All right, evaluate if possible. Explain why not. So we know why not, right? We talked about this on 2 slides ago. If we have odd number root or radical for a negative, then it works. If it's a positive, then it doesn't work, okay? So let's set them up. Root sign, 3 goes in there, -1 goes underneath, and it's a 1 of an exponent. Right away, I know cubed root is an odd root, so I'm going to get -1 here, still to the 1, so my answer is -1. Okay, that one's easy, it's just a whole bunch of 1s. Okay, next, create my radical sign, put my denominator in there, -81, all to the exponent 1. Will I be able to get an answer here? Okay, well look at it. If fourth root is a positive number, and it's a negative under the root, so it won't work. Not positive, I'm saying the wrong word, I'm sorry. It's an even number, All right, so you got an error, not real number. Okay, so this is what I said. You can always set it into radical form, and I expect you to put it into radical form. You just won't be able to evaluate it to a final number. Okay? Next. I see my fractional exponent, so I draw my radical sign. 2 goes in the crook, 64 goes underneath, and it's an exponent of 1. Again, it will not always be an exponent of 1, okay, guys? So now I'm just taking the second root or the square root, because second root and square root are the same thing, of 64, which gives me 8 to the exponent 1. So my answer here is 8. Okay, we're good? I think Calvin's working ahead. Okay, next.